by the way, one thing. And in Scarlet Pimpernel, by the way, Rickety Rackety chorus girl in the background the entire time was Sutton Foster. And hilarious, just like in a wig. Hey. So Carrie Butler, you also began as a swing.
I did, yeah. My first job was a swing. Yeah.
In the show.
Blood Brothers.
Blood Brothers. Remember that was a big hit that came over from London.
Yeah.
So how many parts did you cover?
Not many. It was really, really easy. In our show, there were, I think, only 5 women in the show, and in London, they don't have swings. In London, they have they have a track that's really small, and that only has 1 line. And so if somebody's out, they take that track out. Somebody else says those lines, and everybody moves up a step.
Oh, wow, how interesting.
So
Is it that way with you?
It worked that way with me. Yes. So, but like a few times 2 people would be out. So then they had to cut that last track, and I would do both parts. But it was easy. They were small parts. But so, like the person who understudied, or the person who played my mom, would then move up to play Mrs. Johnston. I moved up to play the daughter, and
We all moved up the ladder.
we all moved up the ladder. Yeah.
So this is the kind of thing you shouldn't tell your students, but on Broadway there is some playing around on stage sometimes, and especially with the Brits.
Yes, yeah.
So,
and my college was just like Paul, like, no, I was so serious, like, no talking words, no playing pranks, like, and in Blood Brothers, I was like, I cannot believe what is happening here. This is Broadway, people!
and yet, it was hilarious. So please discuss the amusement park.
Okay, so there's one scene where it's an amusement park, and the lead characters, shooting those guns and running all around the amusement park. In one part, everybody, all the ensemble plays a roller coaster. And so we're like, and running around the stage.
Like
and
6 of them just running to make it look like they're on a track.
and it really did look like we were on a roller coaster. So
it's going up, you're going down, you're screaming.
Running around the whole stage. So then one day, the 2 people, or somebody in the front row says, everybody don't go today. We're just gonna let the first 2 people go. And so then it's time the roller coaster go, and the 2 people start going, whoa! Crazy people, and then they're like, and then they had to keep going, just like, and the audience has been like, what are these people doing? Just running around the stage screaming.
It's so hilarious and stupid. Okay, so I'm trying to think when I met you
Again.
When I re-met you, I guess the first big Broadway show you got again. Oh no, you got to live everyone's dream. You didn't play Annie, but you played everyone the next Annie. You got to play Ebony.
Oh, yeah. But that was after I did Blood Brothers, then I did Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my God, right? She was
Ebony.
Belle in Beauty and the Beast. That's also everyone's dream, and you were obsessed with Disney.
I am obsessed with Disney, yeah.
So what was it like to finally live out your dream?
It was amazing. And it still is amazing because I just did the Mediterranean cruise on Disney, and I only got to do it because I was a Belle. And it was so good. I was like, I'm singing to my people. I was telling all of my favorite Disney songs. And
So she really is obsessed. How often do you go to Disney? Every year, like Disney World or Disney?
Well, I mean, in like the past 10 years, I've probably gone at least 40 times. I have to go every few months. I kind of have to go. Okay. It makes me happy. It's my drug.
She's obsessed. Okay, so in terms of Beauty and the Beast, I've heard so many crazy. I'm always obsessed with accents. I've heard horrific accents in that show. Do you have any classic ones? Because I have my own.
Accidents?
Or just things that have gone on
yeah.
stage.
I remember during our tech, I feel like, one time I'm singing, Little Town, It's a Quiet Village. This is the very top of the show, and as I'm singing that, the houses start to come in. Every day, like the one before, crash, crash, all the houses start crashing into each other.
And what about the horrific, the Beast transfer? No, first of all, 2 things I want to say. There are all these magic kind of tricks in that show. Like Chip goes along, and a little head, and the Beast transforms. When you join that show, describe the contract you have to sign.
Yes, you have to sign something saying you'll never ever tell the secrets of how all this magic works.
And if someone ever asks you how it's done, you have to say
It's Disney magic.
You literally have to sign that. Now, is there an expiration date? Can you finally tell me?
No, I'm never ever telling. Because I believe in Disney magic.
Very sweet. Now, were you there when the boy was playing Chip?
Who's that?
Nick Jonas.
Oh, no, I didn't do it with Nick Jonas.
He was a Nicktoon boy. So talk to me about the poor beast transformation.
Okay, so everyone, would always wait for the beast transformation. It was like this amazing thing where the beast would fly up in the air, then he would revolve this way, and then you're like, oh, I know what's going on. He's like on strings, whatever. And then he would revolve the other way, and you'd be like, wait, what? So, and then you'd come down, and then you would suddenly be the beast. So everyone knows about this when they come to the show. It was like, the phantom,
the chandelier.
The chandelier. They wait for this moment. And so it's all built up. So one time, the magic wasn't working, and so the beast is there, like, ready to transform, and it's not going. And so then...
But meanwhile, there's all this orchestral music that has to be...
It's really long. And so then the beast, like, does this interpretive dance, like... And that's all that happens. He just does this dance, and the audience applauds!
They've all worked like that. It's amazing. What was your reaction?
I had to really keep it together. Like, I was supposed to be crying at the end, and I was just like... Because watching him do that dance was, like, hilarious. But then it took off, like, seeing the audience applaud. I was like, really? That's all it takes?
Somebody said, because I was just talking to my friend Anna Gasteyer, who did Wicked. And I don't know if you guys know this, but at the end of the show, the end of act when the cherry picker rises and she's defying gravity and everyone runs on and they're like, look at her, she's wicked. And sometimes the cherry picker doesn't work. And a la the Beast modern dance, the plan B, if the cherry picker doesn't work, because everyone has to be pointing up to her, she just walks forward, she's like 5 foot 4, she's like, I'm flying, and everyone runs on stage and lays on the ground. And points up, and she's like, whoa! And I was like, I'm just like, whoa! Same thing. They all fall for it. It's shocking. All right, back to part 1 second, because I have one more about pranks. Please describe Kaniki, which I'm obsessed with. I can't remember his name anymore.
Doug Crawford.
Doug Crawford. This is one of the. Do not tell your students. Go.
So the guy that played Kaniki was actually in Jersey Boys.
Yeah,
in Las
for a
Vegas.
long time.
Great guy. He had a very serious, not serious, he had a very consistent warm-up for the show, and he would, I don't know why this matters to the story, but it just does at the end. He would do this ritual before the show and get into his character and do these things, and he would go over to the edge of the stage and he would sort of like have a moment. And it was just very interesting to watch, because I would just run on and with my glasses and play Eugene. When people would leave the Broadway company, we would usually do some sort of little prank. And I get uncomfortable with pranks. I always just feel like, yeah, but that's not, that's not as good as the real show. So I don't usually join in, and I just sort of enjoy them from afar. But this one I thought, no, it's too good. So, especially because I had played Eugene and he was Kaniki, so he was really my nemesis in the show, as well as Danny. So anyway, in the big dance competition that everyone knows about, Grease, the hand jive, right? I was dancing with Patty Simcox, and it ended up being Patty Eugene against Cha-Cha and Danny, but it was a really long number, and there was a move, there was a really weird move in the number that went like this.
It was called the Gertie Job.
And everyone did this on stage. It was like, 15 couples going. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous move. But I guess it kind of looked cool because you saw the whole stage go up and down and around at the same time. And I think the girls were hitting their big crinoline skirts. But you can't really look cool doing that, right? But I think it looked good with everyone doing it in these neon costumes. So we got together before the show, and at that point, no one had gotten cut. So in the show, Vince Fontaine walks around and would tap people, and you'd be out, and slowly there were just a couple of them. So since it was Doug's last show, we got together, and we decided that at that point in the show, we would all stop dancing. We would all stop dancing, go down and point to Kenny. Didn't tell him. So we're all like dancing around. And this, you know, he's playing the whole show like, I am the coolest, baddest dude in the show, too cool for school. And I loved it as Eugene. And so we're dancing, and then that's the whole dress and points to the Kaniki solo. And you went, look at us being what? Like, so uncool. And I was like, yes, dance, Kaniki, dance! Eugene's revenge, it was watching him realize what was happening and not being able to stop. And I was like, what is the audience thinking again? Like, why does Kaniki have a dance solo and why isn't that? That deserves a point?
On a side note, it's an old Broadway chestnut that happens all the time, and there are all different levels of doing it. There's the embarrassing version, and Scott, you know Scott Wise, he's like the most amazing actor ever, and a Tony Award winner. He was doing the Song and Dance tour, and they were constantly pulling pranks. So first of all, they would do that. Song and Dance funeral, the whole second act was like amazing dancing. It was like crazy, like New York City ballet style. I mean, it was brilliant. And anytime there was an incredibly hard step, like crazy triple turn split, Scott would get like 5 of the 6 dancers together, and like that night, all 5 of them would go like, "Papointa!" Just one of the people that had to do like, crazy triple turn split! So first it would be like devastating, or he would get 5 together and they would all re-choreograph the number to the opposite side. So there'd be one person be like, wait, what? Like, going the wrong way. Literally, he would sew people's pants legs closed for quick changes. They run off stage like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! So he was great. So they finally got their revenge on him, which I'm obsessed with, because Scott is a dancer and he ain't no singer. And the very end of the show, the whole cast would come on stage and be like an ensemble, an unexpected song, that only we are, full ensemble chord, hearing, this like beautiful chord. And Melissa Manchester was part of it too, because she had it. Because he literally at one point on the road built a brick wall in front of her dressing room door. So during Act 2, he literally got bricks, so when she opened it, it was a brick wall. Oh, one more thing he also did, the Cynthia on Rubia. Cynthia on Rubia is this really sassy Asian dancer. They got to Orlando, and she'd always begin the second act by being like, hello, Kansas City. So they got to Orlando, he was like, you know, no one calls it Orlando. He's like, all the natives, the nickname is Orlando. She's like, really? Yes, it is. And she's like, hello, Orlando. He was always, so they had it. So finally, they all got together, and it was like full ensemble in all this harmony. Like, an unexpected song, that only we are. Nobody sings, and he was like, here we are. Never sing bass solo. And the audience was like, why did that guy end the whole show? Applause.